What's going on, everybody? LK here, back at it again with another video, and today some more Dragon Ball FighterZ. So we're a little over 1 week into season 3, I guess by now. Sounds right. And after playing for a while, I wanted to go over a couple of things that I think are actually different about the game. So honestly, after playing a bunch, I sort of feel like this is like Dragon Ball FighterZ Season 2.5. So like this season, the changes, so the game kind of feels the same to me, but the changes, what they were really going for, it looked like they were mostly trying to address the general scene's complaints about the game. So of course the main one is snap. So already you see that people are not snapping as much, basically only snapping for blue life, kind of like the beginning of Season 2. Character-wise, you're seeing people play more characters, kind of like the beginning of Season 2 as well. I do feel like the assist thing, like I said, I think long-term, like 6 months or so, people kind of settle into like, oh, these are what's good, this is what we're going to be using. But the game's actually pretty open right now as far as like character choice. So in Season 2, it was open just because kind of everyone got buffed, so there are characters like Blue Goku, for example, that are really hype right now. Majin Buu is another one. 21 is usually hype after character balance changes, so there's characters like that people are talking about. But I feel like this season there's both the characters got changed and there's more assists. So there are cases like Blue Goku actually, I think most people agree that he's a pretty good character in Season 2, but most people still didn't want to play him because of the assist, and now he has other assist options. So he's kind of similar to like base Vegeta, and like, yeah, you know, he has this assist which is really over under. Like most people say Blue Goku's A assist is just bad, it's the dive kick, even though they buffed it. So we're talking about Season 2 dive kick, but a lot of like, oh, I don't know what to give you as an assist, here's a tackle, here's a lariat. Everyone's familiar with lariat, so Blue Goku has that. That's kind of nice. The pace of the game, so the pace of the game really varies. Like if you're playing your same team, it probably feels the same-ish, just less snaps. Like I said just now, like people are really only snapping just for blue life. Limit break kinda affects the game. I don't really know how much right now. I sort of feel like long term, because it felt like in Season 2, people mostly earned their comeback because generally people's anchor character, you know, like Double Beam, SSJ Goku is a pretty common anchor. So I mean, he wins by not getting hit, right? He doesn't hit you, he wins by not getting hit. So I would say that comebacks from SSJ Goku pretty earned, pretty real earned, right? As opposed to like Season 1, we had like Anchor Bardock when he had the broken level 3, or Anchor Gotenks when he had his level 3 with Mix, or we had Anchor Android 16, Anchor Yamcha. So we had a bunch of characters that could legitimately come back on you by hitting you a bunch. With Limit Break and more flexible assists, I think this is the part of the game that is going to change the absolute most. Besides Snap, I kind of feel like Snap will come back. You can quote me on this. I kind of feel like in like 6 to like 9 months, like in the middle of the year, somebody will find a way to like snap again, to have like strong snap setups again, and people are going to start complaining about it because the snap change they made. So on the one hand, I really don't like the variable frame advantage. I would have liked them to keep the snap as it is because they already nerfed universal fuzzy, right? So why not address the main issue people had, I feel, was that how long you didn't have options, because 8 seconds with no assist, no guard cancel or anything. So why not cut the time in half, give the person like one mix up, and then if they hit the person, then it's just a 2-touch situation, right? But instead they made it variable, but they kept it 8 seconds. So I feel like eventually we're gonna go back to that place. It's just not gonna be the same way. So like for example, like we have like Kefla and like Piccolo, right? So you can't like snap in the Hell Zone with either of them anymore. Technically, because it's not fast enough. So if you come in as fast as possible, you can just hit them. The variable timing protects you from stuff like that, but like I've already heard like little inklings of like say Gotenks can cover all the snap timings with his Beyblade and like stuff like that. So over time, I think that part of the game will come back. I think limit break will actually affect the game long term as people start picking anchors that, you know, because of the damage boost, the 20% damage boost you get, they're just going to two-touch you with no assists. And if they have sparking, if they say sparking for some reason, they're going to do 30% more damage. And if they are a Frieza player, then I believe it's like 2 stacks, right? So what is it? So you'll have the sparking, you'll have the golden Frieza buff, and you'll have the limit break buff. So I think it's like a 40% damage buff. Crazy stuff. The assists, like say here, right? So of course the obvious, I have the obvious on my team right here is Masenko. So usually characters that people have said were good for a long time, like really good for a long time, but people haven't really used for assist reasons. Meta wise, like I feel like the game's just gonna go back to what it was, just with like maybe more things. Maybe a good thing for the game overall though. I know like it was hard to like address like what the game was and what the game was at like high level, plus like address what like the general population of the game had to deal with. So one thing about playing a lot of ranked recently, I play like ranked, maybe like 15 games of ranked online, PSN online ranked, just to get like my muscle memory up with my new characters, especially Broly. Like Broly, getting my muscle memory back with Trunks, because it has been a while since I played Trunks. But I noticed like, and I knew this from like reading comments on say like Reddit and stuff, but like it really comes across in the play too, like what it's actually kind of validating, like what people complain about. So for example, like Snap is like kind of lesser of a one, because like I said in another video, people haven't optimize around Snap, so even when they were doing it, it's not that bad. You just have to like sit there. It kind of sucks. It's like boring maybe, but you're not dying like totally unless somebody has it really optimized for it. But things like not being able to play the characters they want, that's a big one for a licensed game like Dragon Ball. Like if these guys are all like just Lego figures or something, we probably wouldn't care whether or not you played the Lego figure that does this and kicks, or the Lego figure that grabs you or whatever. But the fact that like when you were 10 you watched a movie of Broly and he's like beating up Goku and Vegeta and you think he's cool, and then and like even though people are starting to say that Broly's really good, you feel like you can't play him because like you can't deal with fuzzies, you're missing things in your game, blah 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 blah. Like these things being changed between assists, certain system things, both help the general populace and people who watch the game, because even like tournament players, you know, we don't care so much that the same characters are being played all the time. Like that's just every game, like, you know, top tiers are gonna be played, blah blah blah. But like as a licensed game, like it kind of sucks that like some of the characters that people like just don't get picked in tournaments because they're not good enough. So I think the main thing that really changed, that's why I feel like it's season 2.5, like the main thing that really changed is that you're just going to see more characters played at least for like, I'm gonna say 3 to 5 months, because season 2 I felt like it was like 1 to 3 months or so. So I think the turnover period for figuring out like what's going to be really good is going to be a little bit longer because of the multiple assists and some of the changes. There are tier lists going around too of people thinking a lot of the characters are strong right now, and I kind of agree. I have some early thoughts. I will not share them in this video, but I'll share them pretty soon about how the characters are kind of stacked up right now. But then like kind of long term, I do really feel like it's going to be, I won't say like 10. I think like season 2 was kind of like 10 to 12 characters. Maybe season 3 is gonna be like 15-ish characters. Snap will be a thing again. And the thing that's really gonna shake up the game the most is the more assists, but not really. Because I think people will use the same type of assists long term. And limit break. Limit break is gonna be the big one. I don't know if it's gonna be to the point that people complain about it a lot, but it clearly affects the game, because in my head now it's like you have 2 sparkings. That's kind of where I'm at. I'm gonna talk about that in another video, but in my head right now you have like your sparking that you can use to like maybe protect your team, and then you have limit break. So if your last character is strong enough, they can either do the "you can't catch me" like Broly, or SJ Goku, or the "I'm going to hit you for sure" like Yamcha. Interesting to see though. Interesting to see though. I'm gonna check this video, this one right now, like 3 months from now, 6 months from now, and see how the game plays out. Let me know if you have any comments. What do you think about Season 3 or 2.5 or whatever you want to call it? If you have any questions, let me know, of course. Like and subscribe if you feel like it, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.